Hey there. So you're thinking about making a move from California to Utah? Well, here I am in beautiful Utah. If you are contemplating making that move, relocating here, today I'm going to be sharing some things that you must know before making the move out here to Utah, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah Kurla here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in Utah, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living right here in the Beehive State. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move, who are looking to relocate, buy or sell a property, or even build a property here in Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about making a move, relocating, buying or selling a property here in Utah, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. My team and I would love to connect with you. So it doesn't feel like that many years ago, I personally, my family, the six of us, we picked up and moved from sunny California to sunny Utah, actually. So let me share with you some things that really you should know if you are contemplating relocating. I can't tell you how many Californians, how many like people that are moving here from Florida, how many people are moving here from Arizona that are going, Mariah, I just keep feeling the pull to Utah. I'm not sure why, but I watch your videos and now I'm like going down this rabbit hole and I really want to know more because I think Utah is the place for me. So let me share some things that you should know. Hopefully this will take a little bit of the shock value out once, if you do decide to relocate here, that you'll kind of have an idea of what to expect. And maybe some of these things won't surprise you much if you've followed along and watched some of my videos before. Number one, some people moving here, it is a culture shock for them. Yes, it is a culture shock for them in terms of a lot of different things. So most of the times when I have people and clients that are relocating here and I've asked them, like, tell me why you moved here and, what shocked you the most or what surprised you the most, for the most part, the culture shock has been the number one thing. That, and my second one that I'm going to tell you about in a minute, is people just can't believe how friendly how friendly people are here, how clean it is here, and really just the kind of community and the sense of pride a lot of people have living here in Utah. And a lot of people that are born and raised from Utah, they are very protective of their state and they want to keep it the way it is. And with lots of people moving in and lots of different ideas, Utah kind of has a set of, standards and a set of, like I said, a sense of pride here in Utah, and people want to keep it that way. So a lot of people here, have moved have said, what surprised me the most is how kind people are, how clean it is. I was recently helping a family that moved here a few months ago, and they moved from California, and they were just like, Mariah, I have never seen a cleaner state. Like, I just feel like it is so clean here, and I love that. So kind of that culture shock, the cleanliness, the community, the sense of pride here that people experience moving to Utah is a big draw, but also something you should know about um, if you're thinking about making a move here. The second thing I want to address is the weather. Yes, the weather. You can see today is a gorgeous sunny day. We have over 250 sunny days here in Utah. So the sun is out a lot, but you can see behind me, there's still snow on the ground. The higher up in the mountains that you go, the more snow that you're going to get, depending on what neighborhood, what location, what area you're in. You're still going to see in some areas, you're going to see, snowbanks that, the snow got pushed to clear out the roads, and you're going to still see snowbanks. In some areas, there is no snow. I mean, yes, you see the snow in the mountains, but actually on the streets around town, it is all very clear. So the weather is one of those things that some people love it and some people really just dislike it, simply because it's kind of unpredictable. Last week it snowed. We had a good 4 or 5 inches that it snowed. And as you can see now, a lot of it has melted on the streets. A lot of it's melted, but there's still a lot more snow in the mountains. So weather is something that you should definitely know. And depending on the seasons too, which kind of leads me right into the next one, number 3, are the seasons. We have 4 distinct seasons here in Utah. Again, some people love that and they're like, oh, I can't wait for fall and I can't wait to put the jackets on and I can't wait to, all that stuff. And then some people are like, I love winter because I want to take my family skiing and I can't wait to hit the slopes and, do all that. And then other people like myself, I can't wait for summer to come because I love summer. It's so green and beautiful and it stays light so long and it's just green. And I don't know, there's just so much to do here in the summertime, although it does get hot depending on what part of Utah you are in. If you are in northern Utah and you're more in the Salt Lake area, you're going to see more of those 4 seasons than you will if you are in southern Utah, more down by St. George. If you are in St. George, you're going to experience, yes, 4 seasons, but those 4 seasons, you're going to have a light, when I say light, a light winter. If it snows, which it very, very, very rarely does, if it does, it melts within an hour or 2. Some people love that. However, summers in southern Utah are much, 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 much hotter. You're going to experience kind of like Arizona summers, and it lasts for multiple months. So some people relocating here are like, I don't want to do the snow, but I don't know if I want to do the heat. Well, guess what a lot of people do here? A lot of people will live more in the Salt Lake area during the summertime, during the fall time, and then they will head down to St. George, Utah, and they will live in St. George during the winter months where it's snowing in the northern part. It's not necessarily snowing in St. George. So some people split time here, and that is a great fit for them. Other people are like, you know what? And I always say, come on out here. Take a peek. See, do you love the red rocks? Do you like the hotter, the hotter climate? Do you like it's a little bit drier? Some of those things I think you should know. Speaking of dry, this kind of goes along with weather too. Something you should know, Utah is a dry climate, and the elevation here, depending on what area you're either at 5,000 feet, you're either at 6,000 feet, you're either a little bit lower, a little bit higher, depending if you're in Park City, you're even higher. So depending on where you're at, the elevation is high. The elevation is high. I recently had some clients that I helped move out here, and she said the first run that she ended up going for out here, she's like, I started running and she's like, my lungs, I literally could not believe it. I felt like I couldn't get a good breath just because of the elevation. And they were coming from California, moving here. And so it was one of those, your body will take a minute to acclimate. And some people here too, they'll get bloody noses, they'll, dry hands just because of the elevation, how dry it is. So some people, some of my clients have put in whole home like humidifiers within their house too. And that has helped to, keep the humidity within their house. Other people are like, you know what, I'm actually fine. I don't need that. But those are some things that you should be aware of as well. Next up, let's talk about housing and affordability. Housing and affordability. Housing here in Utah, unfortunately, I just read an article this past week that Utah is the third most expensive state to buy a house in. This is mind-boggling because years ago, my husband went to grad school out here. I put him through grad school, and I remember at the time I was teaching elementary school, and I told him, I'm like, oh my gosh, we can buy a house on my teacher salary. And this is like a decent size. I mean, things here in Utah have changed. So that has made, for some people, that is a shift. And they're like, oh, you know what? I just got priced out of Utah because because of how expensive the housing is. In terms of affordability, the tax rate here in Utah, if it is your property, if you own a property, and we're talking about property taxes, if it is your primary residence, you are paying 0.5% in terms of property taxes. So for many people moving here, I know they're like, oh my gosh, that's a huge savings for me. Same thing when we're talking about taxes here. Utah has a flat tax rate, which is 4.65%. Yes, 4.65%. Again, many people that are moving here, they absolutely love that because it's not on a gradual scale. So financially, for some people, that makes a lot more sense moving here to the Beehive State. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a snapshot of whether or not this might be a good fit for you. We talked about housing and affordability. We talked about the weather, the climate. We talked about the dryness, the humidity, the elevation. So again, for some, they're like, yep, bring it on. I cannot wait to make Utah my home. Others are still kind of on the fence. If you are on the fence, or if you are thinking about making a move or relocating here, my team and I hear from people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and it would be a pleasure to connect with you. Wishing you a fantastic rest of your day and week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care and have a good one. Bye.